Welcome to the Superhero's Journey, episode number 16, podcast where we talk mainly about superhero movies and TV shows with a bit of Star Wars and other things in the genre. My name is Carl Freeman, and with me is my co-host,
Brian Shores.
And you can find us on Twitter at Superhero Journey, no E in super, or write to us at the superheroesjourney@gmail.com. That's heroes plural, Heroes. And this week, of course, later in the show, we're going to talk about the Inhumans.
Yeah, we are going to have so many thoughts on that.
The big IMAX event. Okay.
Yep.
Everyone was so excited about this, right?
No. Well, I mean, yeah, there were people excited about this. Not everyone. I was not. I was not excited for this, as you will hear.
Should we spoil our opinion on it, or should
let's let everybody live in suspense.
The anticipation.
Yeah. Was I right? Was I wrong? Who knows?
All right. So, first thing this week. This is an interesting. I like this one.
Yeah.
We've got Nightwing cast for the Teen Titans show, or
the Titans. Or whatever they're going to call it.
They don't have it officially.
No.
Probably just Titans, but
yeah, which I think would be the right name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On some network, on some maybe streaming.
Yeah.
Who knows where this show is going to be? But they're casting, so it's happening.
Yeah.
So Nightwing is being played by Brenton Thwaites.
Yeah.
Who we have seen in the last Pirates movie, which I didn't see personally.
Actually, I'm going to go as far as to say, not we have seen, you have seen this guy. I don't... Actually, no, I saw Maleficent.
Maleficent, he was the Prince...
Prince Philip.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Small role there.
Yeah. So I have vaguely seen him.
And he was in Gods of Egypt.
Which I have not seen.
He's the main young, character in that. He's obviously not one of the gods, right?
Yeah.
He's the kid.
He plays Beck.
Yes, Beck.
Yes, the eccentric musician from the late 90s, early 2000s.
That one right there.
I assume that's who that is.
No, in this movie, he's kind of... he's a bit of a thief in sort of a way.
Okay.
I don't know if he's definitely acrobatic. Like, he's kind of a rogue. Like,
yeah.
He could definitely, like, watching that movie, I'm like, yeah, he could definitely pull off the Nightwing character.
Okay.
He's got a couple action sequences in this movie that shows off he can do that type of stuff.
Yeah. So that's cool.
Yeah, I think he would work really well. I wouldn't say he like really stood out in the movie, but I liked him well enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, that's a movie that I always tell people you should check out, even though everyone didn't go see it.
I think this should be a segment on the show. Movies Carl has seen that other people don't like.
Yeah. I don't just go with the flow. Okay, I make my own opinions.
And then heavily rate them off of how things are reviewed.
Well, look, I value other reviews and other opinions, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to just say, everyone shitted on this movie, so it's bad. It's automatically bad. Like, no, that's not true.
Yeah.
It's not how it goes.
No, because I think the best example is John Carter, a movie that both you and I really enjoy.
Yeah.
And I think does not get the credit it deserves.
Yeah, it got a very mixed reception.
Yeah.
Gods of Egypt got, tore up for no good reason. Mm-hmm. For its perceived whitewashing.
Yeah.
Of a fictional Egyptian world. Okay. Because if you watch this movie, there's nothing real world really about it, other than the fact that it takes place in a ancient Egypt style setting. But the gods are real in this world, and that's not real. So everything doesn't have to be perfect, but there are enough mixed races in this movie that you shouldn't really give it a hard time. But I think that was a big factor in it.
Yeah.
But anyway, this is about Nightwing. So this is at least promising. I don't really like. I don't really like the character. You like Nightwing.
Yeah. I mean, Nightwing, he's kind of, I think or at least in the older DC comic universe, he was just the most liked hero. Because he was Robin, so he was the kid that grew up with all the other superheroes.
Right. So, this is the Dick Grayson Robin. Became his own hero, Nightwing. In case anybody listening doesn't know that, which you probably do. But.
Yeah, if you're interested, his actual transformation from Robin to Nightwing happens in the Judas Contract, which I keep on mentioning because people should read it because it's really good.
Oh, does that happen in the animated feature?
No.
Oh.
No, because in the animated feature, it's Damian Wayne. It's not Dick Grayson.
What? Why?
They were trying to like update it for like the current roster of the Teen Titans.
Oh, right, because that one follows like the canon of the new animated movie series, right?
Yeah. So I mean, it's not bad. It's a fun movie, but yeah, I don't know. I like the casting. Like I said, I haven't really seen him in anything, like doing anything huge, but. I think
he looks the part,
Yeah.
So this is, we've got what, 3 of them now. So we're just waiting on Beast Boy, who according to the casting call, may be an Asian actor.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, which I mean, I don't care about
No,
as long as he's green.
That would be fine for that character because as long as he's green.
Make him literally anything as long as he's green. Yeah.
Simple enough.
Yeah.
All right, not too much else to say about that. So let's move on to we'll do these other little casting things and then we'll move on to the potential casting.
Yeah.
Ooh, we'll save that one for later.
Yeah.
A big potential casting.
That would be huge. That would be a huge one. I'd say. Yeah.
All right, so this is another non-casting.
Anti-cast.
Ed Skrein, however you say it, who was cast for a role in Hellboy. Of course, this was the guy who played the villain in Deadpool.
Yep.
Bring that up again. And he was going to play Major Ben Daimio, who in the comics is an Asian character.
Yeah, I guess
possibly half Asian. I'm not 100% sure.
I think he was just listed as Japanese American, so I don't know if he was a mixed race or
probably just Asian. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Japanese.
Yeah.
So he backed out of the role because he didn't want to play this character because he considered it whitewashing.
Yeah. Which, to his credit, if that story is true, good on him for, wanting to, have, all things be equal and, give, proper respect to the representation of the character, which, I think is...
Yeah, which I'm usually in favor of that.
Yeah.
I want the characters to be cast appropriately.
Yeah.
The race should usually stay the same, in most cases.
Yeah.
There's some cases where it's fine. It's not that important.
Yeah, and it's not a good movie, but the example of Michael Clark Duncan and, as Kingpin and Daredevil, it was a bad movie, but he was great for that.
Yeah. It was a good casting for that.
Yeah.
I mean, in the case of this character, I mean, I don't really care because obviously it's not a big character. It's not a major character. I mean, it's not really that big of a deal. Making this stand on this character, I don't know, to me doesn't say that much.
Yeah. But I mean, if it was going against his principles, then...
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
But not too big of a deal.
Yeah.
Okay, so then we have Paul Bettany. He's added to the cast of the Han Solo movie. In
just some unknown role.
Yeah. Oh, wait. We'll go back. Hold on. There was another casting for Hellboy.
Oh,
we were talking about Hellboy.
Yeah. Just right on the heels of Ed Skrein backing out, they cast Penelope Mitchell. I'm going to move my computer more toward, so I'm facing the mic. So you can
get it together.
Yeah.
Who is she? What is she?
But yeah, she's playing Ganida. I don't know if that's how it's pronounced because it's a weird word that I've only ever read.
Sure, it's fine.
Yeah. Who she's playing an elder witch who is basically out to stop the Blood Queen, played by Mila Jovovich in this movie.
Who's the villain, of course.
Yeah. Which it's kind of a little weird casting because she's not particularly old or elderly. Just again, youth casting. Or youth washing.
Wait, so this character
the character she's playing, she's basically just kind of just like an old decrepit witch from the images that I saw of her. Oh. But she's 20s.
So maybe she should back out and let an elderly person take the role. Why you got to steal an elderly role?
Exactly.
God, Ed Skrein, what are you doing? You should talk to this person.
Just smack some sense into her. I mean, that's probably going to be what we're talking about next week and how she backs out because she's not, 100 years old. And
I mean, Hellboy's not being played by a red person. God, what are they doing?
No, he is. You have no idea how much makeup that dude has to go through on Stranger Things just to get a white complexion.
Okay.
Yeah. It's the red washing of Hollywood. Yeah. I mean, it's whatever. It's cool. She was on that show, Hemlock's Grove, which I think was a Netflix show. I think it's a werewolf show. Okay, I think I only watched like one episode of it. It wasn't really my thing, so I don't remember her at all. But like we've said all along, they seem to be making a lot of good decisions with the show, so I have a lot of faith. I trust them, with the direction they're changing or that they're making changes with. So it could be cool.
Yeah, I'm sure it will be.
Yeah.
Okay, so back to Star Wars, the Han Solo movie. So Paul Bettany was added, like we said. Paul Bettany was the Vision in the Marvel, Avengers and Civil War movie. He's an unknown role, so of course, like most of the roles that get added to this Han Solo movie, like we really don't know who's going to be in this movie. Warwick Davis apparently was added last month. He'll probably be some sort of alien, we're assuming.
Yeah, that, or he's probably just going to be some background guy, because I think he's been in most all of the Star Wars movies. Like I looked really quick on his IMDb, and I could have sworn I remember him being in like episode 2, but I only saw him as being listed in Return of the Jedi, Phantom Menace, and then Force Awakens, Rogue One, and
he's wicked in all of them.
He's wicked in all of them. Yeah,
that is a lie, people. Just so you know.
Yeah. He's only been wicked in Jedi, but I don't know. I mean, it'd be awesome if he just he reprises Wicket, in like Last Jedi, where he's just completely like battle hardened, like
battle hardened Ewok.
He's got like
who's force sensitive.
Yeah, he's force sensitive. He's got like a cybernetic arm, and like like he's just like totally.
He rides like an AT walker.
No. That's how he's cybernetic. He's the top half of the AT walker. Like he's just cannibalized like all the tech that was left on it, like the Force moon of Endor.
Perfect.
Yeah.
He's like the god of that planet now.
Oh, dude, we just made that so much better.
Yeah, right. All right, so apparently some guy named Michael K. Williams, an actor. I don't know who he is. I don't know if you've heard of him, but he was in this Han Solo movie, but he had to be cut because he wasn't available for reshoots.
Yeah.
So it couldn't have been an important character, like if you can just cut him like that, I imagine.
I would imagine he actually probably was a significant character, just in the context of, because he is a fairly like known actor. He was, I think, Omar from The Wire, which was a huge show.
Okay. See, you know who he is. I don't.
Yeah. He was. I know him from being on Community, which he.
There you go.
He came in. Okay, dude, don't attack Community. Okay, this is.
I'm sure Community's fine.
Dude, it was created by one of the creators of Rick and Morty, and it was directed by the Russo brothers. Okay.
So it must be amazing.
Those are two things you like.
Am I being facetious?
I kind of think so.
Who knows, right?
I can't tell anymore. But yeah, no.
And you got, what's his name is in that too? The guy who's playing Lando, right?
Yeah. Donald Glover.
Donald Glover.
Yeah. So yeah, look, Community's a good show, all right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've just been rewatching Community this past week. It's a great show.
Maybe one day.
Yeah, it's worth watching.
Is it on Netflix? Probably not.
Hulu.
Hulu.
I know. I gave up my Hulu account like a year ago.
If it's on Hulu, it can't be good, right?
What? Those are all the network shows. Game of Thrones is on Hulu, so yeah, you might have a point.
Well, no, but you watch that on HBO Go, so
they have it on Hulu too.
And HBO Now.
You have it on Hulu too. No.
And HBO if you pay for cable.
Yeah.
Or if you're in another country, you might steal it on the internet.
Yeah. whatever.
Or it was leaked on the
Or it was leaked on the internet.
because of the hack.
Yeah.
You might have just got it for free.
Yeah. Wait. What were we talking about?
We were talking about Michael K. Williams.
Michael K. Williams.
So you think he might have been a part character?
He's
He's an African American actor.
Yeah.
Now, maybe Paul Bettany was cast to replace him, and that's just whitewashing, and we will not stand for it.
Actually, I'm gonna check IMDb really quick. I want to make sure I got the right character from The Wire for him. But yeah, I don't. I would imagine it because he's not. I would imagine they were utilizing him, but I think a lot of what we've seen, what was shot for this movie, is gonna go away. Like I don't think they're probably taking it down to studs. Like they're rebuilding the whole thing,
which is pretty strange, considering they had a different director. They started filming. They got someone such a big name as Ron Howard to take over. But I really don't think this character could have that big of an influence on it. If you can just cut him out.
Yeah, well, I think he probably had a significant part, but for how big the cast seems to be and how much there is, I don't know. Okay, yeah, he did play Omar. I got that right. But
the infamous Omar from The Wire.
Yeah. Look, dude, when people talk about The Wire, like who's like the one character that you hear them?
I don't know, Michael Chiklis.
He wasn't in The Wire.
Oh no, that's The Shield.
The Shield, dude.
They're both, crime sort of dramas that I don't watch.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really watch either of them, but I mean, like, I've heard from many people that The Wire is great. It's just not really my thing.
Yeah.
Because I only like crime shows when people have superpowers to stop them.
Yeah, exactly. And Breaking Bad, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Which I only watched like this year, so maybe I will catch up on one of these shows very late into the game.
Yeah.
All right, so let's move on. I don't think there's anything else more to say about that. The Han Solo movie is moving along, and who the hell knows what's going to happen with it.
Yeah.
Hopefully it doesn't turn out to be a big pile of crap.
Yeah.
But with Ron Howard on it, I imagine it's probably going to be better off than it ever was.
Yeah. Actually, I'm realizing now that I think Disney's just moving to get like all the creative like people from Arrested Development to make their movies now. Cuz Ron Howard was like the narrator on Arrested Development, and he's taking over Han Solo. The Russos are basically like helming the Avengers stuff now.
Oh, I just had a random thought. Do you think Paul Bettany's character could possibly
be the Vision?
The Vision in Han Solo. Yeah, it's a crossover.
It's a
Disney,
crossover.
They own both. So
yeah.
No, maybe could he be like a relative of Han Solo? Because now I'm thinking about it, like we don't know anything about Han Solo's family.
Yeah.
You got to think maybe in this movie someone from his family might show up.
Yeah, because
distracted much from
Work's texting me, okay? Sorry. No, I'll just ignore that. But no, like I completely lost my thought.
All right, forget it.
Sorry.
It's unimportant. We're moving on.
Look,
okay.
Look, your job's not bugging you.
No, my job doesn't care about me once I leave.
Yeah, but it's haunting me. Okay, and this
is a cog in the wheel. Okay?
Yeah. Without giving out, because I can't really talk to.
Wait, cog in the machine.
Cog in the machine.
Yeah.
Like I because I can't officially say, because I've signed paperwork saying that I can't, in any kind of media, which this would count as, I might work for a chain of movie theaters that is constantly bugging me right now about the Inhumans. All right?
Like, Brian, why is it so bad? Why is nobody coming?
No, literally that. No.
This is all on you, Brian.
Yeah.
You have that podcast. You're supposed to get people to come.
Yeah.
All right. So this is probably one of the bigger stories. Probably the biggest story.
Yeah.
Besides the Inhumans.
Which, as you can tell, has become a bane of my existence.
So, the Joker origin story movie is possibly seeking out Leonardo DiCaprio.
For some reason.
To play the Joker.
years ago, because apparently the Joker just doesn't age.
Yeah. Yeah, because somehow we're going to go from, like, in the same universe, maybe? I don't even know. This might not even be part of it now.
Yeah.
But to say that in the 80s, Leonardo DiCaprio, who's now in his, what?
40s?
40s, right?
He's 42, I think.
Yeah,
I read.
is the same character as the... oh, God, I forget his name already.
He's the same
character.
Joker.
The Suicide Squad Joker.
Jared Leto?
Jared Leto Joker, who's also in his 40s.
Yeah, he's I think 45.
So there's no way that they can really make me believe that these are the same characters.
No.
So if they're actually looking for Leonardo DiCaprio to play this movie has to be just totally separate from the entire DC universe.
Yeah.
In any of those movies.
You would think, unless he's
ageless.
He's ageless, or he's Jack Napier.
Oh, well,
yeah.
If Jared Leto's Joker is not the original Joker, then that makes sense.
Yeah, if they're doing the thing that like me and a lot of people were hoping for, that he wasn't the original Joker and that he was Jason Todd, basically driven to...
If we can erase him from existence somehow, that would be great.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe Leonardo DiCaprio's Joker comes back in the newer movies, and he's like, hey, I don't age, okay? Yeah. It doesn't matter, because I'm the Joker. You don't have to know why.
Yeah.
We don't have to explain anything. We're already going to explain more than you need to know in this origin movie.
Yeah, I mean...
Why not?
I mean, they're going to have a lot to cover in this origin movie. Because, like,
it didn't... a lot to make up,
to be
honest, because none of this is like, his origin story in the comics is really simple.
Yeah.
And they're not doing any of that, so... Yeah.
I don't know. I have no idea where they're going with this. Because, I mean, The Killing Joke is, it's a cool, very simple, concise, entertaining origin to the Joker. That may or may not be true.
Right.
Which is cool. Like, I'm okay with that. But I don't...
We're getting the gritty crime story of Joker's origin.
Yeah, sure. I mean,
where he had a rough childhood. No, actually, he's an adult.
Yeah.
He had a rough adulthood.
Yeah.
And he decided that he's just going to become the Joker because, I don't know, his family got killed in an alleyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, how great would it be? They give him the exact same like story as Batman. Like he disappeared. His mother's
name is Martha.
Yeah. Which is gonna come in like really pivotal like later on.
Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah.
But okay, all jokes aside,
it's gonna
Leonardo DiCaprio. Sorry.
All kidding aside, it's gonna be awful.
No. But yes, but no. Leonardo DiCaprio would be an awesome Joker.
Yeah.
Like if this whole universe wasn't so convoluted and we weren't doing some weird 80s crime drama, origin story, then yeah, I want to see Leonardo DiCaprio as the Joker.
He would be great. Going, like bouncing off of Ben Affleck, I think. Like,
sure.
Yeah, I'm totally cool with that.
But that ship has sailed.
Yeah. See, what I'm looking forward to now is eventually when people are taking like screen grabs and stuff of DiCaprio and Great Gatsby, like in like maybe like those ballroom scenes or something when he's got like the tux on, like photo manipulating his face into the Joker for that, because that's like a classic look of the Joker. It's
it's probably out there already.
Yeah, there's a good chance, because what is it? I forget what rule it is of the internet. If you can think of it, it already exists.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as this was announced, I'm sure people were already hard at work.
Oh yeah,
just looking at their keyboards, and
just
their mouses, and making little GIFs and graphics and images.
Yeah, I'm sure if we just jumped on DeviantArt for like all of 2 seconds, we'd find all of it.
Yeah, and actually, they probably had from the past too, because wasn't Leonardo DiCaprio at least once rumored before?
Was it for the Joker?
Was it for the Joker?
Was it for the Joker, or for some reason I'm remembering maybe Riddler or a very dapper penguin?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Penguin.
I mean...
All right.
Philip Seymour Hoffman would have been a great penguin.
Yeah. Yep. He would have.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Yeah.
What can you do?
Not be sympathetic because he killed himself with drugs.
Oh yeah, right. That.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's move on to something more nice and happy.
Puppies.
Yeah.
Welcome to the puppy segment.
Evangeline Lilly, we like her, right?
Oh yeah.
She's attractive.
Way to marginalize her. Way to reduce her down to one characteristic,
She's
Carl.
smart.
Sure, I don't know.
She acts well.
Yeah, she's a good actress. I don't know how smart she is. I've heard her in interviews.
Okay.
No, that was mean.
Yeah. We just insult her. At least I said something good about her.
True. Yeah, no. I am an Evangeline Lilly fan. She was one of the few things I enjoyed in Lost.
And Hobbit.
Yeah.
The Hobbit.
Yeah, I don't like those movies.
No, but I liked her character.
Honestly, I don't even remember her in there. Yeah.
Well, there's not much good to remember about those movies.
Yeah.
So we got to see Evangeline Lilly in costume for the first time as the Wasp.
Yeah.
And it looks good. It looks a lot like what you expect from the little tease we got at the end of Ant-Man.
Yeah, it was cool because I made a note when you texted me the other day about it, and immediately I'm like, yeah, that's it's kind of the same thing they did with the Ant-Man suit, where you look at it and it's very recognizable to the Wasp, but it's updated and it fits very well in the MCU. And like you said, it looks like what you saw at the end of the first Ant-Man. But
yeah, no, the color scheme doesn't have any of the yellow that people expect from the Wasp in the comics. But I would remind those same people that this is the Hope Van Dyne Wasp, not the original Janet Van Dyne Wasp, who we may see also because she's going to be played by Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a may. I think it's a definite that we'll see.
Yeah, well, I guess what I mean is we might not see.
Oh, in costume.
Maybe we'll see a costume version, but I don't know. I mean,
we saw a costume version of her in the last one.
Yeah, that's true.
And I think there
wasn't any yellow.
No, I think it looked like one of her later costumes when they had brought into the character that she was a fashion designer. Mm-hmm. So I think it was more of the the red and black style.
Yeah.
I mean it looked good. I liked it.
Maybe we could get an updated suit for her.
Plus, I mean, wasps are black though.
Yeah.
Why? So they shouldn't be yellow. It's not like she's Yellow Jacket.
Right. Wish we already had that character.
Yeah.
But it was red. That's a good point. But just because the comics has yellow. Okay?
Yeah, no.
People just want everything to be exactly like the comics.
I mean, I want it to be exactly like the comic unless you can do something better.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that's what they did with Ant-Man.
Yeah.
They were able to do something better than what I had known from the comic.
Most of the changes that they've done for the costumes in the Marvel movies and in some of the DC stuff also has improved on these costumes. I would say Aquaman has improved on it in the movies. I mean, because
I agree. In Aquaman, there was one thing that I thought was greatly lacking through all of the comics, and that was him yelling, "Yeah,
yeah." No, okay, I didn't say that. I said the look. Okay, now people can actually think he's cool and he's a badass and not,
Yeah. No, I mean,
bright colored dude who talks to fish. No.
Yeah, I mean, it's I think it's still kind of lame. I think in the comics they kind of come and go on Aquaman as to whether they're gonna take it make it a little silly or make it something really awesome.
Yeah. Look, I was just trying to be fair. Okay, and throw a little bit of decency in DC's way.
But, and I had to take that away from you.
Yeah, you did. You took it away.
Yeah.
Okay.
You were a fool for trying to do
all
that.
All their costumes were garbage, okay?
Yeah.
All of them.
I mean, the Batman suit wasn't bad.
It was fine.
Yeah.
It was just Batman.
Yeah, he looked like Batman.
And now in the new one, we get the Owlman version.
Yeah.
Or Night Owl
Night
version.
Owl, yeah.
It looks kind of silly. I don't think it's going to be all throughout the movie, but there's going to be a part where he had those goggles, and it looks silly. Maybe they cut it out.
Yeah.
Let's go with that. All right. What else do we get? We also got to look at Misty Knight.
Yeah.
And her bionic arm.
Yeah.
Should we call it?
Yeah. I mean, that's what it is in the comics. So until they say something else.
And this is for Luke Cage season 2, which I didn't think they were filming yet.
Yeah, I guess they probably have a bunch of production going because they're probably a decent way through Jessica Jones, so they probably started up Luke Cage. Iron Fist is, I think, the one that they're gonna do next.
No, how really?
I think Iron Fist is the one they're gonna start filming next. I think Daredevil's.
I guess.
Because I think they were.
Did they ever officially announce Daredevil season 3?
I thought
they did. Right?
I thought so, yeah. Because I know they were filming Punisher at the same time they were doing Defenders. Because blanking on her name, but the actress who plays Karen Page was talking at Comic-Con about her going between sets because she's in Punisher.
Okay.
I guess she's going to be kind of like the Rosario Dawson, where she's going to be the joining character for those series. So,
yeah, I was surprised to see this. I'm getting a little worried that they're jumping into it too quickly.
Yeah, it would be nice if there was a little more like air to breathe in between.
Yeah, but anyway, so the arm looks, because I guess it's a spoiler that she loses her arm, but this happens in the comics. So.
Yeah, it's a thing with her character.
Yeah, that's like defining of her character in the comics, and it looks more like you said, like a prosthetic arm.
Yeah, it looks like a modern, like probably a little more like advanced, but like a fairly modern looking, like articulated prosthetic arm.
Yeah, it doesn't look like the typical like comic booky silver bionic arm you would imagine.
Yeah, it doesn't look like Iron Man's arm.
Yeah, it doesn't. Right, it looks less advanced than some of the other tech that we've seen in like the Marvel movies, but this is
it's not like
Netflix
Coulson's
series.
Prosthetic arm that looks like an arm.
Yeah, Coulson's hand looks literally like well, the new version, right? Yeah, you can't tell the difference. But yeah, so which I think is appropriate for this show, which is more grounded of this series.
Yeah.
And maybe they could gradually enhance it to make it look better. But in the shot, she's holding a gun with that arm, which makes me believe that this is going to be an advanced, not just a prosthetic, but like an advanced, bionic arm that's going to be fully functional. Yeah,
you can actually see on her upper arm, above where it was cut off, you can actually see where it has like electrodes
sort of attached.
So there's probably some nerve connectivity to it, so it can still be controlled.
That's all it takes. Just a little patch.
Yeah,
and you got an arm. You got a new arm.
I mean,
full functionality.
I mean, maybe not full functionality, but I mean, if you have something that, because I think right now they have it where it can like check for like. It's either the impulses in your arm, like from the nerves, or muscle contraction that you can use to like manipulate the hand and the fingers.
Yeah, they do have something like that, but it wouldn't be good enough for you to hold a gun and shoot a gun. So this is far more advanced.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think that's kind of cool. I like when I kind of like that they're adding a slightly more like sci-fi element to it. And I think Luke Cage is probably the one to do that, seeing as how he's the one who got his powers like through experimentation. Yeah. So I think that's cool.
Yeah, I'm curious to see where Luke Cage is going to go. I didn't like the second half of that show.
Yeah.
I'm less hopeful for some of the stuff now.
Yeah.
But I'm still gonna check it out.
Yeah, I mean, I'll watch it all the way through. Mm-hmm. I'm kind of committed at this point. It's not the one that I'm really looking forward to. Jessica Jones, I'm really excited about.
Yeah, that for sure.
Yeah.
All right, we've got Joss Whedon.
Yep.
Who's now directing Justice League, is also now going to get a screenplay credit for the movie.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
No, okay, which means his work on the movie, is obviously more significant than we even had thought before.
Yeah, because even throughout like all of Comic-Con, they were basically saying, like, oh yeah, it's just minor reshoots. It's still Zack Snyder's movie. It's we're just at just from finishing touches on it. But you don't really get that. Like, you don't get a screenplay credit. You don't, because I guess he's going to be sharing the the credit with Chris Terrio, who was the original writer, and Zack Snyder's still getting a story by credit.
Academy Award winning Chris Terrio, right?
Yeah. For which movie? The Town?
Batman vs Superman?
Batman.
No, kidding.
No.
Yeah.
No, he wasn't the Town.
Argo,
yeah. That's a other Ben Affleck movie. But
yeah,
which I really liked Argo. It's a really good movie.
I want to see it. I never get around to it.
Oh, really? I highly recommend it. That is my chappy to you. But
probably better than Chappie. Well,
I don't know. Yeah,
I really enjoy Chappie, but
yeah,
I wouldn't say it's a Academy Award caliber movie.
Yeah, no. The best thing. This is a little aside. The best thing about Argo, because if you don't know, Argo is based on a true story. They do the thing at the end of the movie where they show like the actors and the real photo of the people, and like almost everyone is dead on for like the person, like for who's playing him to the real person, like the likeness is like really close. And then you get to the guy that Ben Affleck is playing, and that guy must have been so happy because he's just, if I remember correctly, and if I'm not, I apologize to this dude, just like short, chubby little guy. And it's just like looks very 70s, like hair all over, and I'm like, yeah, I think I'd like it if Ben Affleck played me too. But yeah, so I don't know. I thought that was funny, but yeah, no, Argo is a really good movie.
So yeah, I mean,
but yeah,
Joss Whedon getting screenplay credit probably to me really says that he's changed a lot of dialogue.
Yeah, he probably changed a lot about that movie, which could be for the better, could be for the worse. Probably for the better. Hopefully for the better. My biggest fear at this point is that it's like a Franken movie and everything seems very disjointed.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to have a lot of work to do to avoid that.
Yeah.
I think it's possible. But, Joss Whedon's he's a cheater, so...
Yeah, he's a cheater.
I don't know if we like him anymore.
I mean, I stand by everything I said. Yeah. Like, everything...
He's a womanizing feminist somehow.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I said in the last one, I still have like all the love I ever had for like Buffy and Dr. Horrible and all that stuff. I still have. Firefly is still like one of my favorite shows because I can separate the art from the artist. But going forward, it's going to be really hard to not judge stuff against this. But
we're all just less excited about Joss Whedon now working on Justice League.
Yeah. I mean, but to his credit, he is able to turn out like a good product, so like I'm gonna have to just have this like
did a good job with Avengers.
Yeah,
and Avengers 2 was good, but not as good.
Yeah,
so he's not a downward slide.
Yeah, I think it all depends on the level of studio involvement.
Yeah,
but it's
which is high.
Oh, and this definitely. Yeah. Sure.
It's just the highest it can be because that's WB and their studio execs are like just coming in there and they're like, no, you do it this way and do it that way, and you know what? Give me a director credit while I'm here. Yeah.
Which I mean, just let them do whatever. Just let it blow up in their faces. Like at this point, I actually, and I don't want to be pessimistic, but I almost hope that the movie doesn't turn out well and like WB finally says like, okay, nail in the coffin, let's just call it,
blow it all up with the Flashpoint movie.
Yeah
which could happen,
and I still think that they made Flashpoint so they have like an exit ramp.
I just don't know what would really happen though, even if this movie was a huge bust. Like, it's gonna make money. Like, there's not really a chance that it won't do well. Like, it could underperform.
Yeah,
that's definitely a possibility. But how bad would it really have to be? And even if it was a huge disappointment in the box office, I mean, they're not gonna stop all the plans that they have. They have so many movies in motion. Like,
yeah,
this is like pretty much all they got. Well, they got this and Fantastic Beasts.
Yeah,
4 or more of those.
Yeah.
So
I mean, those are fun movies.
I'm expecting. Yeah. I like the first one. So. Yeah. So we'll see. Yeah, I guess
just let J.K.
trucking along. Like.
Yeah. I was just gonna say, just let J.K. Rowling right there.
Why not? Right.
Yeah. I mean, I liked Fantastic Beasts. I didn't
They can't seem to find anyone to nail down any of these scripts anyway. So
yeah.
All right, the Crow reboot movie.
Yep.
That's a thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm caring about that so much.
It's something that's been in the works for a while now.
Yeah.
It's been, like, is it happening? It's not happening. Oh, back and forth all the time. I don't think anybody really cares about it at this point.
No.
But it's back on.
Yay.
And Sony's got it now. They got their little hands on it.
Yeah. Wasn't it, who put that out originally? Wasn't that like New Line?
You couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Let's go with that.
Okay. The house that Freddie built.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Jason Momoa was attached to play the lead in this.
Yeah.
But no longer. He's gone.
Yeah. Well, because he's more so a fish than a bird.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't really know who they're really thinking this movie's gonna be for at this point.
I think Jason Momoa is just kind of weird casting for The Crow.
I think he would have worked.
I mean, maybe, but I mean, The Crow was never like this huge dude. Like,
yeah, that does take a little bit away from it because you'd be afraid of Jason Momoa in any way.
Yeah,
he doesn't have to have weird supernatural powers.
Yeah, I don't know, because I still just go back to like even beyond the comic, like the Brandon Lee.
Yeah, Jared Leto.
Sure, why not?
We can swap DC character actors.
Yeah,
it's fine.
Yeah,
throw them in there.
I mean, yeah, an actor I don't care about, in a movie I don't care about, sure.
Yeah, perfect. I don't know, with Sony behind this, I have less faith in ever that this is gonna be good.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't really care either. So.
Yeah.
So sorry to you people out there.
Yeah, to anyone who's like really looking forward to The Crow.
You're a huge Crow fan. You loved those two
you got like 2 or 3
video sequels they made.
Yeah, and the TV series. Like,
yeah,
you got your.
You watched it all. You read all the comics.
Yeah,
and you just can't wait for this to happen.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, just be happy that something crappy isn't gonna be made, or at least as of right now.
Wait, I thought we just established that something crappy will probably be made.
Well, it's all up in the air. We don't know what's happening with it right now because Jason Momoa backed out, so they could be like, okay, Jackie Earle Haley's coming in as the Crow.
Would that make it better?
I don't know.
He's a bit old for the character, I think.
Hey, the Crow could be anyone.
He could. Could even be a little girl.
Yeah, as long as they're dead and a crow brings them back to life, then they can, seek out vengeance on those who wronged them.
Yeah, let's do that version.
The little girl?
The little girl version of the Crow.
I say we do Little Girl and Jackie Earle Haley. The two poles
They're
of that.
both crows?
Yeah, they're both crows at the same time.
Okay.
I got it.
All right. Jackie Earle Haley could be like the bad guy. Okay.
No, I want the little girl to be the bad guy.
Oh.
How menacing would that be?
Not at all.
Have you not seen the Rings movies, sir?
I suppose. Somewhat menacing.
Yeah.
But only because she comes out of a TV.
Yeah, she can come out of a TV, too. Dude, just a little emotionless kid just staring at you. It's kind of creepy.
In the right context.
I think in most contexts.
Most contexts.
Yeah. Unless it's like your kid. Actually, even if it's your kid, it might be even more terrifying, but...
It's true.
I don't know.
Children are terrifying.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, so look, it's a Crow movie. We're moving on.
Yeah.
let's talk about Simon Kinberg. Okay.
Yay. The person you're the biggest fan of.
Big time producer. Okay. Of several X-Men related projects.
A whole bunch of stuff.
And Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Right. Fantastic. Who is now writing, directing, and producing X-Men Dark Phoenix movie.
Yep.
And he was speaking with Total Film about this movie, and he said that he wanted to, in quote, find a way to ground it so it's not too intergalactic.
Yeah, because that's exactly what I want from my Dark Phoenix movie. Take away all the space stuff that I loved from the comic.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want the Starjammers. because that would have been way too interesting and exciting and fun.
Our dream of the Starjammers becoming the Fox X-Men universe version of Guardians of the Galaxy.
Why do something super great with that?
I feel like what this means is that the Dark Phoenix will have a origin from space. Yeah. But it will just be that sort of vague, like X-Men Apocalypse, where Apocalypse came from ancient Egypt. Look, here's this scene about it.
Yeah, and then everything else is going to be on Earth,
Right. It'll be the same way. And what do we really need to ground the X-Men? There's nothing grounded about the X-Men.
No, there's no rhyme or reason to it. Just let them be the X-Men.
Right.
Just let them be weird and off the wall and ridiculous and awesome.
Look at Deadpool. That wasn't grounded at all.
No.
And it was great.
Yeah.
We loved it.
It was super fun.
And it was so intergalactic.
Yeah. I don't know if you know what that word means. Yeah, but no.
No. Obviously it wasn't.
Yeah. But no, that's the thing that I was kind of really excited for, because that would be a huge turn for the X-Men franchise, having it be in space and involving the aliens and the Shi'ar and the Starjammers, and maybe have the Brood in the background somewhere setting up another movie.
Because as weird as that may sound, if you're not too familiar with some of that stuff in the comics, it's different. We've had, I don't know how many X-Men movies now, 7 or 8, whatever movies involving X-Men characters. Yeah. Do something different. We can't keep doing the same thing over. It's just not interesting. It's not good enough anymore.
No. I don't know. I'm just kind of fatigued with it, because I think we've said in the past, the 2 scenes that we had with Quicksilver were great, but I don't need a third, because it's just going to be more of the same, and I'm sure they're going to try and find a way to outdo what they did in the last one, but it's just an example of it just rehashing everything.
Actually, that James Gunn recently he commented on something on Twitter, and saying something about you're not supposed to try to outdo your previous movie.
Yeah.
That's not the way to go. You're supposed to, I don't remember
to continue exactly.
But to
expand,
evolve
it.
Yeah. Move the characters in a way that obviously evolves their personality, their storyline, whatever. That moves things forward. Not just saying we need to do bigger, more explosions, more action. No, that doesn't make a good movie.
Yeah,
we know that. That's proven. That doesn't work.
Yeah.
So I expect better.
Yeah, I would hope for better,
but I don't, expect it from this guy, Simon Kinberg. I'm sorry, but just go back to doing anything but X-Men stuff. I don't.
I'm just gonna look up his IMDb really quick.
Whatever else you can do, just stay away from these X-Men or any of these comic book movies. Just not making it work. All right.
Because I feel like there was a bunch of other stuff that he had done that wasn't ridiculous, but
I mean, probably, but it's not really that important what he's done. I'm not trying to.
Oh, he's got a spy versus spy movie coming up.
Yeah. I don't want the guy to not have a job. But
what? Oh man, now I have to like this guy.
Why? What did he do?
Created Rebels.
Rebels?
Star Wars Rebels.
Oh yeah.
I totally forgot he did that. He wrote Jumper, a movie we both like.
Yeah. He just doesn't get the X-Men. Okay.
Yeah.
Just doesn't get it. All right, so we have some news about Suicide Squad 2's filming, because apparently that movie is, I don't know, already in some form of production, or because as far as I know, they don't have any script written. There's no writer, director attached, right?
No, I don't think so. I think it's basically just them saying they're making Suicide Squad 2. I think that's the entire production of it.
Yeah. So now they're saying that because of Will Smith's schedule with Aladdin and another film, he won't be available until late 2018.
Good.
Yeah. Which
anything to push it back into not being made.
Yeah, right. I mean, obviously they need more time to do this. If they thought that they were going to start filming this movie at the beginning of the next year or somewhere else, like, what have you done yet? Like, we don't even know anything about what's happening with this movie other than it exists.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's... every time that I hear any mention of Suicide Squad 2, it's always something where that it's tangentially related to it. Where it's like, oh, Suicide Squad 2's production is being pushed back because they're doing Gotham City Sirens instead.
Yeah, or they're like, oh yeah, Jared Leto's going to be in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, it's like, yeah, great. Anyone could be in it.
Right.
But, like, you don't have a script. You don't really have any cast outside of people that are, might have, like, a 3-picture deal in the contract
for it. How many of those
like,
characters are coming back. Yeah.
So, I mean, there's really nothing about it, which I'm totally cool with because I didn't like it.
No.
Like, so all of the news that I keep on hearing about it being like, just kind of in the air and pushed back and all that, I'm okay with, because all that means is it's all the longer that it's going to take to get made and probably disappear into obscurity.
Yeah, but it's not going to go away. They're going to make a sequel. It's just like...
Well, yeah, because the first one made them so much.
Yeah, and that's the thing. This is going to happen. It's going to probably film right at that point, late 2018. It's like they're going to have to make sure that they have a script ready and have everything ready to go by then. And is that enough time to make this a good movie? I don't know. I mean, I'm sure good movies have been made in that time and written in that time, but
yeah,
given their track record and everything that they're working on, I don't believe this is going to be a good movie. I think it's just going to be a cash in.
Yeah, I mean that's probably the case.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know if like we can express enough just how much we're losing steam on the DCEU. Like,
yeah. They're gonna bring it back, Brian. Okay, one day, one of these movies.
What? Yeah, I mean, we'll get a better idea in November.
Some people think Wonder Woman was that movie, but they be wrong.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I was gonna say something, but I think we've expressed our opinions on Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Enough.
Like, go back and listen to our review.
Yeah, and like a bunch of other episodes following where we, just go back to.
The review's a good one though. We had fun with that.
Yeah.
All right, Star Wars Rebels, which we just mentioned.
Yeah.
Had a trailer for season 4, the final season of the show.
Yep.
And I enjoyed this trailer.
Yeah, I think I probably enjoyed it a little more than you did, but because I'm kind of a Star Wars fanboy, like I just got excited. I'm like, lightsabers, yay!
What about it did you love so much, Brian?
It just looks like it's really fun. I'm excited that it's gonna have a definitive end. It's not a show that's gonna just get canceled, partway through its run. I like that it's gonna tie up like some of the storylines from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
I think all the stuff they showed, the Empireverse, like Mandalore stuff looked really cool. Yeah, it just looks like it's a lot of fun, and also Chopper's apparently yellow now.
Possibly, right?
Yeah.
It does have a tone that looks similar to Rogue One. Actually, I was thinking as I was watching it.
Yeah, which I think is probably intentional because this is I think supposed to be leading up to.
Yeah, definitely, because they mentioned Krennic, who was the villain in Rogue One,
and Stardust.
Yes, right.
And
which is the code name
for the Death
Star plan.
And Saw Gerrera's in there, looking more like he did in
Rogue One.
In Rogue One,
yeah. So it's definitely bringing into that bridge the gap timeline there, but the tone matching. I mean, I think actually nothing was wrong with the tone of that movie, and then so that actually looks good in this respect. Like looks like things are kind of ramping up and things are getting serious with this rebellion in the show. And of course, in this version, we have characters we care about.
Yeah.
So that's a plus to see how they, maybe someone doesn't make it this season. It's got to be, right?
Yeah, there's the one thing that they didn't show anything of relating to what you said was there was like no mention of Ahsoka or anything, which I was really kind of hoping they would bring back to that just to give a definitive answer whether she lived or died. But
she's gonna show up in one of the movies.
It'd be cool. I'd watch it.
Because you got to think, if they don't answer that question in this season, then she's showing up somewhere else.
She has to, yeah. But yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if Kanan doesn't make it, or Ezra. I'd be surprised if they killed off some of the supporting characters. I think it's probably going to be someone main. We know it's probably not Hera because she makes it to Rogue One, Chopper too, and the Ghost.
I think Kanan, he could sort of end up with Hera and then kind of just disappear off somewhere. But Ezra, we definitely need to know where his character goes.
Yeah, if he becomes Snoke or not. Yeah,
because it does seem that as though there isn't a mystery as to if he becomes some other character or of some importance in the Star Wars universe.
Yeah, I'm cool. I'm cool if he doesn't go on to be.
He doesn't need to.
Yeah, but I would like to just, because we saw his introduction. I'd like to eventually see the resolution of his story.
Yeah,
I don't need to
have a full arc for his character.
Yeah, I don't need to see him grow old and die, but I need to see a resolution to the like you said, the character arc that he was going on. And I have a feeling we're gonna get that. Just because the Lucasfilm story department is pretty solid.
Right.
So unless they have plans for him showing up elsewhere, I don't think they're going to leave a lot of it open-ended.
He'll be played by Leonardo DiCaprio.
Why not?
In the Han Solo movie.
Sure. I mean, that'd be kind of weird that he would be older in the past.
I don't even know where in the timeline. Yeah, you're right. That wouldn't work out.
Yeah.
He'll be played by Leonardo DiCaprio in the Star Wars movie that comes after Return of the Jedi, but is before The Force Awakens. That I'm making up.
Okay.
It's gonna happen.
All right.
It's a prequel to the new trilogy, which is fine because it's still a sequel to the old trilogy. Okay.
So it's essentially what you hated in Rogue One.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that one was just way too close, okay?
Yeah. No, I get it.
All right. So, get to our final segment.
The one we've all been waiting for.
Yes. So, we saw the Inhumans.
Oh boy, did we ever.
Yeah, in all its IMAX glory.
Yeah, it was. I will say for what it's worth, there was some good use of the IMAX cameras.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it's going to be lost on TV. So
those cheap sets looked as good as they could look.
Yeah.
In the IMAX cameras.
Yeah, I mean, it had some beautiful shots of Hawaii.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as I was watching this, I was like, this is some sort of Hawaiian tourist.
Oh yeah,
sort of.
This is an
advertisement, right?
Yeah, this is a commercial for Hawaiian tourism.
They got money from Hawaii for this, right?
How is that even a thing that people don't know that Hawaii is a destination or vacation spot
But there's competition for destination spots, vacations.
Yeah,
you got to throw a little money out into it once in a while.
I guess, yeah, but. So I mean, Hawaii was beautiful.
Yeah.
That's about it. There really wasn't a whole lot of good about this.
No, yeah, it's. I mean, across the board, production value is pretty weak.
Yeah, from and I don't want to take anything away from the actors because I'm sure they gave it their all. Because I forget who said it, but somebody, it might have been Brad Meltzer. In an interview I heard years ago where he just or maybe I think it was Patton Oswalt, it doesn't matter who said it, but they said it takes just as much effort to make a bad movie as it does to make a good movie, or I think that I think that stands for a TV show. So I don't want to knock the effort that people put into it, but it seems like it was a misguided effort and was a lot of bad decisions laid on bad decisions.
Well, I wouldn't say the acting is the worst part of this show. No, makes it bad. Now, I don't like I guess he's sort of the lead, but not really. Black Bolt. Yeah, because he doesn't speak, which is his character, obviously.
Yeah, I mean he's a pivotal character, but it's I would say that they put more emphasis on Medusa and I'm blanking on his name, the human, the human Inhuman.
Oh, Maximus.
Maximus, thank you.
Yeah.
That's
Black Bolt's brother.
Yeah.
We're gonna do spoilers.
Yeah.
We haven't spoiled anything yet, but it's going to happen. We're gonna do full spoiler this.
Yeah.
And I'll preface that by saying also that there's nothing really significant enough to care about spoiling in this movie or this show.
No, in all honesty, there really are no spoilers because the first 2 episodes are essentially a long version of the trailer that you saw. Yeah. Almost everything that you saw in there, was everything that was in the show.
Yeah, it plays out pretty much exactly as you would expect based on like you said, the trailer, and also if you know anything about the basic premise of the Inhumans, that's pretty much all you get.
Yeah. Yeah. So, do we want to just dive into spoilers right away?
Well, let's keep talking about
or just talk about just the general tone and stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Well, the characters, I mean, none of them stand out. There's none of the characters that you're like, oh yeah, this is a cool character. I like them.
Nobody was given really any time or any kind of development, which I think is part of that's on me for watching a TV show like a movie, because character development on a TV show can take place over the course of, in this case, 8 episodes.
Right.
Where in a movie you have to do it over, the course of 2 hours.
Yeah, but this is 2 episodes worth of the show.
Yeah, and very little is given about any of the characters. Almost all of it is kind of spoon-fed to you.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's usually this is how TV shows go. They sort of introduce everyone's basic character idea, and that's all you get right away, and then it'll build. But the problem with that here is that this very much feels like this is the kind of season finale of the season.
Yeah,
that would set up a season 2.
Yeah, which I think is kind of a bold stance to take. I don't know if it. I'm curious if the idea was to then have it be oh yeah, now that you saw what you thought is the season finale, watch the rest of the show and watch all that crazy stuff that's going to happen, or if it's just a bad decision to just write it that way. Because I'm not really all that excited to see what happens next. I mean, it's only 6 more episodes we'll have to sit through.
Yeah, and my point is, okay, now we're going to talk about spoilers. Okay, is that Maximus, of course, is obviously a bad guy.
Yeah,
I mean that's plainly clear at all times. But he betrays his family and he takes over Attilan, their city on the moon.
Yeah,
and he tries to get rid of them or kill them. Oh, of course. I mean, all of the main Inhuman characters.
Yeah, essentially the royal family.
The whole royal family, right? And what's happening is not really interesting. Mm-hmm. You don't have any investment in any of these characters yet.
Yeah.
So by him betraying them, I don't care. It doesn't mean anything to me.
Yeah. It literally could go the direction of he betrayed him and took over, and then you never see any of those characters again, and it won't make any difference.
Yeah, but what I was saying about it leading into a season 2, if we had a whole season of these characters, acting like a family and mm-hmm. Maximus being part of that, but secretly pulling strings in the background, and then his whole plan comes together at the end of the season, and then they end up having to split up and go down on Earth, and they're in obviously Hawaii for whatever reason, but
yeah.
And now in season 2 is them trying to get back together and figure out how they can take back Attilan. That would make much more sense. It would make a much better show.
Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of things would make a much better show, but I mean, I would rather watch that, like what you were describing, because I don't know, I like shows to have depth and intrigue and interest, and this was just kind of, we're just gonna throw a lot at you.
Yeah, so all your characters, okay, you got Black Bolt and Medusa.
Mm-hmm.
And Medusa's kind of your main character, really.
Yeah, which I was a little surprised that they did that, but I'm kind of okay with it, because I'll say the actress was probably the most interesting.
She's all right. Like, I didn't love her, but
I mean, I don't think she was great. I don't think anyone was great, but I thought she was a lot more interesting.
Yeah. I like Black Bolt using sign language.
Still think it's weird that
yeah,
it's not like a made up, like a specific sign language for their culture. It's just ASL.
Yeah,
it's cool.
It's because they wanted people who who are deaf and they need to use sign language to have a superhero character for them.
Yeah.
Okay, so they can watch it and they understand him.
Yeah.
Don't take that away from them, Ryan.
I'm not.
Okay, they're going to be their favorite show.
No, it's not. It's really not.
It's not, no.
Just because somebody, uses sign language doesn't mean that they, like bad things.
This will be nobody's favorite show.
No.
So
statistically, this will be somebody's favorite show.
Okay, I got to say the worst character was Karnak.
Yeah. Yeah.
He says...
I don't know, Triton was pretty weak.
Yeah, but he's not really that important.
Exactly.
Like, Karnak is more important in this. He's more...
Karnak was just stupid.
Yeah, he says some really ridiculous things that are like kind of mean, and which is that makes sense. His character does that in the comics.
Yeah, which I will say while we were watching this, Carl did have to explain to me really quick,
right, like
what his ability was, like what his Inhuman power was, because I'm not really familiar with the Inhumans outside of like Medusa and Black Bolt and Crystal. Because I'm watching this, I'm like, why is he just being a jerk to, and then Carl explained what his ability was. I'm like, oh, that makes sense. It'd be nice if they told me that on the screen.
Yeah, because this like girl who's serving them, kind of flirting with him.
Yeah, they're giving each other like the eye, and it's sweet and cute.
And he's just total dick and just like points out how like things would go bad and they wouldn't work. And
he's like, we'd have like one day of really great fun, and then the next day I'd, like by day 2 I'd get sick of like all your little quirks, and then we would just argue and just being completely blunt. Yeah, and you're just watching like what.
Right.
Why?
For everyone like you who doesn't know why he would do that, it makes no sense.
Yeah, it just makes him look like a jerk.
Right. So his Inhuman power is that he can see the flaw in everything, whether it's a physical thing or a concept or
apparently
plan.
Not a flaw in himself, which we get to later.
Yeah. So that's a big problem with the show, is that they don't really explain to you what these characters can do.
Yeah.
And they at times try to show it to you, and the way they try to show Karnak's power, it doesn't make any sense. They keep showing like this weird like visual effect of some like, I don't know, compassy, targety looking thing,
it's some weird
as he's trying to figure something out.
Yeah, it's like, I don't even know how to describe it. It almost looks like the Doctor Strange like hand spells, but not really. Yeah, it's like a cross between that and like Iron Man's HUD, I guess. And
there's one where he gets into this fight and he beats a whole bunch of them, and then he gets shot and killed. Yeah. And then it shows him
like stepping out of it.
Yeah, looking over the scene. He's like, "Oh no, that didn't work. Yeah, let's try it a different way." Yeah. And then at that point, I'm like, "Wait, what is his power right now?" Like, this doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it's like, oh wait, so his power is to pause and reverse time at the moment of his death.
Yeah,
like,
because it didn't make you think that he was playing that out in his head and realizing that it wouldn't work that way. Yeah, which I think that's what it's supposed to be.
I think so. Yeah.
But it was done for the effect of trying to make you think he died, and it's like, oh no, wait, he has his power.
And that's also the second Inhuman that you watch get shot. because it starts off with Triton.
Oh yeah, Triton getting shot right away, and then jumping into the water.
And just probably bleeding out into the ocean.
Yeah, and then we never see him again.
Which I'm sure we'll see him, in following episodes. I guess, if we care enough.
Right. And so the visual effects in the show are not great. They're not terrible, but...
I mean, I'll say the makeup effects were decent.
What makeup effects?
Like Triton, like he didn't look like he did in the comic, but...
I think Triton looks awful.
Well, okay, I don't think he looks like he does in the comic. Doesn't look interesting, but I think the application of the makeup was good. Like I think it, it didn't look like pasted on. Like I think it looked decent. I'm trying to give credit where credit's
due. That's
like
the bare minimum, though, right?
I didn't say it deserved a lot of credit. I'm just trying to give credit where credit's due.
Yeah, because Triton looks very much
like Savage Dragon.
Not even though. That would be cool.
Yeah.
Like
oh no, I meant in the comic.
Yeah, in the comic, right?
No, in this he just looks like a bald green guy with a little bit of a fin.
Yeah, like the fin on his head is just
like a ridge.
Like a small little ridge.
It's like a super subtle like Klingon forehead.
And there's just no detail to his face. Like, he's just this like very smooth, bald character, and he should be somewhat scaly. Like you should see more detail, gills and whatever. Give him something, but it's just so generic and bland.
Yeah.
It's like, let's just paint him green and give him a little bump on his head, and now he's an Inhuman.
Yeah.
The butterfly wings looked cool on that one character. Whatever her name was, I forgot. She actually was in the comics.
Yeah. Wouldn't know.
Yeah.
But
Medusa's hair
looked really fake and plasticky.
Yeah.
And okay, again, spoiler, and this is such a cheap cop out, even though I know you said it happened in the comics.
Yeah.
They shave her head, and it's like, oh, what a great way to get out of having to do that effect for 8 episodes.
Yeah, because that's what I was thinking.
That's such a cop out.
Like you totally cheated this whole effect now.
Yeah,
and we're never gonna see it again, I imagine, in the show.
Maybe
it has to at some point, but
maybe by the last episode, like they do something, because I think you said in the comic she could still like remotely control her hair. So maybe in the last episode, like for some reason, the dude like just kind of keeps it around because he has the unrequited love for her, and like that's his like, I'll keep a massive lock of your hair, and then she uses it to like strangle him, Maximus or something.
Great, but they ruin the whole thing, because in the comic when that happens, it's really awesome. Like that run is actually a really cool run.
Yeah.
In the it's like the Marvel, the
Marvel Knights,
Knights or Max or.
The Max one I think was the one that was like really dark, and it took it back to like the origins. I think you might be thinking.
Maybe Knights, one of those. It was that like darker run that they did, and they did one for the Inhumans, and when her hair is actually invulnerable. Like you can't damage it at all. Apparently,
all it needs is a pair of clippers, though.
Right, because the whole concept of that power would be stupid and pointless if all you needed to do was just to cut it.
Yeah.
Because any character who had any sort of bladed weapon would easily defeat her.
Safety scissors.
Yeah.
You just need those Crayola safety scissors that could barely cut paper that every little kid has tried to cut their hair with.
So what makes her so powerful is that she has this invulnerable mass of hair that she can stretch and control and attack you with.
Yeah.
And protect herself as well. But in the comics, when her hair gets cut off, she lets it happen, right?
Yeah.
And it's the only way that you could damage her hair, so she was to let it happen. And it was all like a trick.
Yeah.
In the comics, and that nobody knew that she could also still control the hair once it was cut off of her. So it was a plan that she enacted to escape, or I think whatever Maximus when he took over.
Yeah.
In that one.
Yeah, I mean,
in this one, it's just we're just gonna cut off her hair because we can't spend the budget to make this effect.
Yeah.
And now she looks. I mean, she looks ridiculous after they cut off her hair.
She looked ridiculous before they cut off her hair.
But even worse, because now she has like really shaved head, but it's like they dyed it red also.
Yeah.
So she has like her scalp's kind of reddish, because of it. It just looks silly.
Yeah. No, it's not great. I don't know. Like, there's so much of what they didn't make sense. The two things. It seems like they don't know how to handle things with Black Bolt, And the one thing that like we both kind of pointed out like while we were watching after was it looks like everybody, you know, in like the royal family and the royal guard, they all have like these really kind of cool looking smartwatches that like, you know, you take it off your wrist, you can flatten out and you can like fold it into like a smartphone like size device. But it apparently at no point in time before this did they ever give any thought to the fact that their leader cannot speak and can't use a phone. So they never put like a texting feature or anything in there. So like there's a whole thing where like Medusa's trying to contact Black Bolt when they're both like, you know, when they both escape to Earth. And, you know, she's like, Black Bolt, is that you? Are you there? I can't hear you. And then like, it's supposed to be like kind of a sweet moment because he holds it up to his heart and she hears his heartbeat and she's like, oh, it's you. Which, you know, who can tell anyone's heartbeat from each other? Could be anyone. But at no point in time was anyone thinking like, oh yeah, maybe I should just add a texting feature to this thing. Like, how is that something that never came up? Like, you have a cool looking device, you know, it's like a fun piece of tech, like sci-fi tech that like you just kind of like throw away any credibility to it just because it's something that should be a basic feature.
Yeah.
Which was ridiculous, but not nearly as ridiculous as the handling of apparently how I'm guessing the 12-year-old son of whoever wrote the episode thinks that the police handle shoplifting in Hawaii. Because I will say he does shove like, you know, the store manager, like Black Bolt does shove the store manager, I think it was, in the episode, but that does not warrant getting like, you know, chased down by 3 police cars with, you know,
wasn't it just the one at first?
Well, it was the one at first, but the guy
immediately pulls his
gun on him. And also, he gets there super fast. Like the dude walks out of the store and
he's already there. Yeah.
And she calls security, not police, security. So apparently the police in Hawaii have nothing to do, that they're now responding to like immediately to security alerts from like stores where somebody walks out with a suit coat.
Yeah. So then he like beats up this cop.
Yeah.
And then more cops come after him. Now he was previously involved in like an accident because he teleported into the street and like people got freaked out.
Yeah, and he ran off.
So then it makes sense that all the cops are after him at that point.
Yeah.
But it's just ridiculous. And then he gets tased and then he makes a noise.
Yeah, he like utters like grunts or something.
And then the car gets flipped and thrown, which looked pretty cool.
Yeah,
like, that was fine.
Yeah, but also another thing that was so ridiculous was, like, he doesn't speak. So, but at no point in time do any of these cops, you know, they're like the 80s, like stereotypical cops. Like they were like an Irish accent short of being a stereotype. And, you know, they're like, oh, being a wise guy, you're not speaking until you can lawyer up, you know, and at no point in time is anyone like, do you speak English? Can you speak?
Yeah, right.
You know, these are all questions that
in the shop even asked that.
Yeah, she's like, oh, you don't speak English? Oh, come with me and I'll help you. Like, how is it that cops can't? You know, the cops in the show aren't, you know, like looking at that. Like they're just. It's just dumb. Like the handling of it. Like it made no sense.
The writing is really poor for the most part.
Yeah.
And then it was so silly because he's handcuffed in the police station, and then I don't know whatever they do, and he takes the handcuffs off somehow, right?
Yeah,
and he holds them up, and they're like, oh, and they all pull their guns again.
Yeah, when he's just sitting there calmly.
Yeah. But he just took the somehow he like, you know, magicianed his way out of these handcuffs, and I'm like, that's not a thing that Black Bolt can do.
Yeah.
In fact, he actually has super strength, and he would have just busted out of them.
Yeah, he just like broken the chain.
He would have broken them.
Yeah.
But he didn't break them. He hands them to them in perfect condition.
Yeah.
Like, who's writing this? Do they understand this character? He gets beat down by like a number of cops. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, so you didn't read the comics, I guess, because Black Bolt is one of the strongest, you know, characters in Marvel Universe, probably. Unless
he was just going the route of like, they're, you know, I'm just gonna take it because I, you know, like they're beneath me and I'm not gonna hurt them. I'm just trying to come up with an excuse, but yeah,
I don't. It was just. it demeans the characters to me.
Yeah.
And I know this is its own version, so whatever. But again, there's no explanation as to what the abilities of these characters are. Like, you know, he has enhanced strength, but you don't know how much at all, because the show doesn't bother to tell you or explain to you anything, or even show you properly.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Remember Karnak when he fell off the cliff?
So dumb. His only thing is to tell, like you know, see like faults or flaws, you know, in something. And in his mind, he goes like, okay, I could walk down this wooded path, or I'll climb down this cliff. I will climb down this cliff. And they didn't do like the fake out where, like, you know, he falls and he gets back up like, oh, I'm not doing that.
I thought they were gonna do that again. Like, he goes to climb down the cliff, and like immediately he slips and falls and dies. Basically, it looks like that.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, they're doing that thing again, and they're gonna show him like. He's like, oh, that didn't work, and I'm going to do it again, and now I'm going to be able to succeed.
Yeah.
But no, we cut away, and we cut back to him later.
Unless they're doing a thing where he somehow lost his ability.
Well,
he uses it after that, right?
So he gets up, and he's like all bloodied in his head. He's disoriented, and he's trying to use his ability. He's just getting lost, and he can't find out where to go. He ends up in the back, the same spot where he started. And I'm like, this is so embarrassingly stupid right now.
Yeah,
like they just threw that character out at that point. Like, just forget that character. He didn't matter at all anymore.
Yeah, I don't know.
And the only real conflict that happened anymore after they ended up on Earth was Medusa really trying to find everyone, and then that Oren character, who's nothing like the comic book version, comes after her and tries to kill them. Who tells Maximus, like, oh yeah, I can handle them. Like, you can handle the entire royal family of the Inhumans.
Yeah, you can hire the head of the royal guard, a dude who can see flaws in everything. You can, you know, a guy who the sound of his voice can vaporize people.
Right.
Like, you can handle all of them by yourself.
A character who seemingly has no powers until we find out she can heal herself.
Yeah, you know, yeah.
Yeah, that's going to help you defeat them.
I mean, she can keep on coming back, I guess.
She got defeated by Medusa without her hair.
Yeah. She got taken out with, like, a pocket knife.
Yeah,
like,
a knife.
Like a knife that a dude was using to, like, cut up an apple. Like, she gets shivved with it, and, like...
Yeah, and how awkwardly did they telegraph that?
Oh, like, yeah. Like, she's just staring as this guy in the foreground that has nothing to do with anything is cutting up an apple. Like,
she stares down this knife, like, at least 3 times.
Yeah.
And, I mean, at that point, the guy with the knife would be like, move away. Crazy lady, like, stop looking at my knife.
Yeah.
Like, I'm getting a little worried.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, the sets of this show, I was just saying about the production design, the sets are very bland, boring.
I did love your one comment, though.
What?
When they were showing Black Bolt and Medusa, the bed.
I was like, oh yeah, I have those bed sheets.
Like, that's how cheap this is. Yeah. I have those.
Because I literally have a set of bed sheets that look exactly like this. Like, I don't know if they're the same ones, but if they are, they bought them at like Target. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like, some of the stuff was okay, but for the most part, everything felt very small, very claustrophobic.
Well, like the city that they have for Attilan, the design is just so cold, you know.
Yeah,
and industrial, and that's not what it should be. It doesn't look pretty at all.
I would have liked it a lot more if it looked like whatever the refuge place that they had in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. for the Inhumans was. You know, where it was, you know, it was very lush and, you know, like it was very green. You know, I understand it's on the moon, but I think that would have been a much better effect, you know, to actually have like a thriving, you know.
Well, yeah. I mean, even in the show, they have an effect where from inside their city, it looks like there's a sunset in the sky.
Yeah. Because
there's some sort of force field shield around it.
Yeah.
That I guess can make it look like there's a sky from the inside. So, but on the outside, you can't see the city at all. So even if
Yeah.
Like there's a Mars rover, or not a rover,
Yeah. A
a lunar rover
Yeah.
that's like on, looking around, and it hits their shield and it can't see them.
Yeah.
Oh, and it gets stepped on by Gorgon's
yeah,
hoof foot,
Yeah.
which they look really terrible. Like later on in the show,
Yeah.
where he's walking around on the beach, and at some point he has boots on.
Yeah, well,
like
I guess
over
he just,
his hoofs.
Yeah, I guess he just puts them on so he looks like a person.
I guess, but
Also
when
to
did he have
sit-
time to do that? Because he got teleported there,
I don't know.
right? and then later you see his hoof feet, and I guess he took off the boots and to use them.
Oh yeah, he took
right.
him off. Like I think.
Because he meets these like surfer dudes.
Yeah.
But they're Hawaiian surfers, so they're not like.
Yeah, they're not like dude bros.
Yeah,
just
yeah.
Like, you know.
But still, he's just hanging out with these like random like Hawaiian dudes.
And they're way okay with a dude with like hoof feet.
Yeah, they're super chill about it.
Yeah, because they were just like, "Wait, aren't you one of those guys? You're one of those Inhuman guys?" And he's like, "Yep."
Yeah.
They're like, "Cool, bruh."
Like this literally looks like cheap cosplay that somebody just like took some cloth and made it look like fur, and
I promise
and
you,
wrapped it around a shoe, and then made the bottom of the shoe look like a hoof, and then you just pulled it up over your leg, and that's all it is.
I promise you, because I think Dragon Con was just this past weekend or this weekend, and that's kind of like the huge like cosplay like convention. I promise you, there was a Gorgon that looked so much better.
Probably.
Like, and they probably took like a day to make that costume.
And then this character, like, they give him the idea, like, you're a fighter, you should bring the fight to you instead of waiting. And then he goes and calls Maximus to get him to come fight, and then he never shows up. He just sits there,
like
waiting
I thought
for
that's
this fight to happen.
I thought that's what he was gonna do, because then you have that whole thing where like Orin, that was her name, right? Orin. Yeah. She gets sent to Earth. I'm like, okay, she's gonna go with like his entire royal guard, and he's gonna have to fight him off. Like, no,
no,
they're not doing that interesting thing that I thought they were gonna do.
And Maximus also has no inhuman powers. Apparently, he went through Terrigenesis and got nothing.
Yeah, he just became human, as they said. But
yeah, well, I guess they just consider him to have no powers, so that they.
Yeah, which does he have powers in the
control.
comics?
Yes, he has mind control powers. He's also insane.
So maybe that's something that's going to be developed.
I can only hope, because as I was watching this show, I was thinking like, okay, maybe his powers didn't develop for some reason, or he's going to do something that's going to cause him to get these powers, and he'll go crazy. Not that he's not. He isn't really crazy at all in this. Actually, he's very his reasoning is very justified as to why he wants to take over.
Yeah,
and thought out. He doesn't seem like Maximus the Mad, as he is called in the comics.
Yeah. Like, okay, so maybe that's how he took over. Is he like the mind control? I'm grasping straws here, dude.
It would be a cool thing to do if the show, if the whole time he was acting like he never had any powers, and he was manipulating people's minds.
Yeah.
But the show doesn't lead on or hint at that, or
which maybe that's going to be like the huge reveal, like in the 8th episode. Or what if he?
I doubt it, because they don't even seem to like lay the seed of it being a possibility.
Or what if they go the route of he doesn't know that he's able to do that? You know, and he just thinks like, I'm charismatic, I can get people to come around to my way. And
yeah, you could, but the being charismatic part only seems to work with the poor, like, lower class Inhumans, who his point of view makes sense to them regardless of if he had any power.
He's the Donald Trump.
he just inherited his position and has no actual traits or abilities that are worthwhile. He can just talk.
Yeah. So Donald Trump.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, it's, I don't know, so much of it just feels half baked. And I know, like, when we left the theater, you were, you know, just like really bummed that they made this instead of the movie.
Yeah.
But I don't know how much Kevin Feige could have saved this.
But this would never have been what it was.
Well, no, but I mean, like, this concept, like,
I think this show actually shows you that there is a good concept behind it. It's just they did nothing good with it.
Yeah.
Because if you developed all these characters well, like Guardians of the Galaxy, for example, right? You gave them all good moments and interesting uses for their skills and abilities, and you had a good plot line going on with Maximus and him sort of working behind the scenes and manipulating people, using his power when people didn't maybe know that he was doing it.
Yeah.
You could have wrote a really cool story. And, of course, you need the budget to make these characters' powers work well on film. There's just not enough money. Even if you had a higher budget TV show, you still could not pull this off. This needs to be $150 million production of a movie to do all these effects.
Yeah.
Like Medusa's hair needs to be something that's done, all the time. Every time you see your character, there should be some effect going on with that. It shouldn't just be her hair just looking long and red, like
and plasticky.
Right. And Gorgon is supposed to be more monstrous looking. Yeah. And Triton's supposed to look like something interesting. Yeah. And not like crap. Yeah. Black Bolt can fly, super strength, It just, and the city of Attilan is supposed to be like incredible looking. It's supposed to be this really like futuristic but like pretty and like interesting looking city that's been around for like thousands of years. It's probably thousands. It's like there's been generations and generations of Inhumans in the storyline. So Black Bolt's not the first king of the Inhumans. There's previous ones before. So this should be a civilization that looks like it's been lived in. It has a history, and that's not at all what we got.
No. Yeah, I'd say it was disappointing, but I went in with no expectations, and those were met.
Yeah. Oh, we never mentioned Lockjaw.
Yeah. Which was fine for the most part. Some of the shots, he looked kind of plated in, like he wasn't blended into the background, but for the most part, it was fine.
Yeah, like he doesn't look like he really belongs, but it looks cool. It's a cool effect when he teleports people. Yeah. It's kind of neat that they can. I like that idea. It's fun. That he they can have this dog and the dog teleports people where they want, but they overuse like that ability because Crystal, who we didn't talk about either, Medusa's sister, who it's kind of her dog, I guess. Yeah. And she'll be like, oh, Lockjaw, bring him to where Triton was, and then come right back to me. And she's like, oh, and then bring this person to there, and then come right back to me. Like she does that several times. Yeah. She's just using this dog as a teleporter for other people. Yeah. And it's just a cheap like plot device or way to get characters where you need them to be. Yeah. And just forcing it to happen. So like, yeah, it's great that they actually went and did this.
Yeah, because I could have easily seen them go the route of not doing the giant teleporting dog.
Right. But I imagine now that they kind of have him locked up, like we're not going to see him again until maybe one or two moments in the end or something.
I have a feeling we're not going to see a whole lot of powers.
Yeah, they probably blew their whole budget on these two episodes that they're putting in IMAX. Yeah. And the rest of it's going to be just crap in them messing around in Hawaii doing stupid nonsense.
Yeah. That's most likely what it's going to be. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know. It was
sad.
Yeah. Oh, here's a question for you. Was the Inhuman whose Terrigenesis was turned into a wall that could teleport people, was he in the comics?
Yes.
Okay.
But he doesn't look anything like that.
Okay.
That thing in the comics can't talk either. Like this is like a wall in this one that like the face comes out and it talks to people. But in the comics, it looks like more like a gateway of sorts. Okay. Right? That has an entrance that he can open. Yeah. That's part of it, and it sort of looks like a big face, but like a stone mechanical face, right?
So he's not all like whiny like he was in this. Like, I don't want it. It hurts.
Right. And it can teleport them, but what it does in the comic version is it teleports people to where they need to be. Okay. Right, and it somehow it knows like It's just part of the power. Like,
Yeah.
And where you need to be isn't where you think you need to be. It's
Okay. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you try to teleport through this thing, and I forgot the name of it, it's not going to necessarily just go where you want, take you to where you want it to go.
All right. Yeah, which they didn't really do in this.
Yeah, no, she just yelled at it and threatened it.
Yeah.
And then teleported her to where she needed to be.
Yeah, or where she wanted to be, or whatever. Well, actually, it teleported her inside of like a rock.
Oh yeah, it did mess with her.
Yeah.
But then she just like shoots
she
the rock.
shot,
And,
yeah.
I'm like, what? This is nonsense.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. But yeah, 9 out of the 10 stars. Yeah.
Wow.
3 thumbs up.
3.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to borrow some. I'm gonna have to borrow somebody's thumb.
It's probably more like 3 out of like 20 thumbs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
So yeah, it's bad. It's not worth watching. This is gonna be canceled immediately.
It's not though. It's like it's gonna get its full run. Like
the 8 episodes are done already.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
they're playing all of them.
Right.
But I mean, it's not gonna get a second season. I can't imagine.
I don't think anything will come of this ever again. It'll totally be forgotten.
My hope of what comes from this is that they're like, oh, let's bring back Agent Carter.
Yeah, right.
Let's bring back the thing that people liked.
This show's legacy is that it'll be trivia. Okay.
Yeah, it'll be a trivia pursuit answer.
Uh-huh.
What was the most bombed Marvel TV show of all time?
Yeah, and I was saying after we saw it, I'm like, the ratings of this are probably going to be really bad, especially with the first 2 episodes, because I've seen them, and I think most people like us, anybody who has any real interest in this, who's a big fan of Marvel stuff, probably went out and saw it.
Yeah.
And they probably are then going to tell everyone they know about it, like, don't bother to watch it. And they themselves, like me, will not watch the first 2 episodes. So yeah, I'm going to go and I'm going to take my time and watch the rest of the episodes. There's not a lot of them, just 6 more. Like, it's not a huge investment. I'll finish the show out.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to watch the first 2 episodes on air, so the rating's going to be really bad to begin with. And then I imagine it'll only get worse from there.
Yeah, because I have a feeling a lot of people are going to, like you said, not watch the first 2 weeks unless they air the first 2 episodes together, which would be the smart thing to do.
Yeah, let's hope they do it that way at least.
Yeah, because then they'll at least get if they do that, then they'll at least get a bump up in the ratings on the second week. You know, for people to who saw it in the theater and want to see where it goes.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
and look, it can only get better, but I doubt it because, like I said, they probably blew their load on the budget in the first 2 episodes. So.
Yeah, and also, if I remember correctly, this comes back on the 29th, right?
Somewhere around there, the end of this month.
Because that's a Friday, so you're not going to be looking at because there's the Friday night death spot, which is like Friday night 8 to 9 o'clock, which is most likely where this is going to be slotted if it is that day. So
yeah, I don't know. I don't really buy into that too much. That I know ratings may say that, but if a show's good, people are gonna watch it. Whatever time.
Yeah, I mean they'll follow it, but
yeah, how did Sunday night shows are big? I don't know. I guess
Sunday night. Well, yeah, because people are they're staying in, they're not going out.
Yeah.
It's not like Saturday night, everybody's gonna, usually going out and doing stuff because, it's the weekend.
But with DVR and everything, and on demand, I don't know if it matters as much during the week. Yes, Saturday night, nobody puts anything on Saturday night.
Yeah.
But is Friday night that different from Thursday night or?
No.
Yeah. But anyway, I think we've talked enough about the Inhumans and it's time to wrap this up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I would say so.
So, probably nothing to add.
No. I mean, Sunday night, but no Rick and Morty.
So sad.
Yeah.
Just heartbreaking.
Just have to wait for next week.
It's a holiday weekend, so there's nothing on right now.
Yeah.
But this has been the Superhero's Journey.
It has.
Episode 16.
Correct.
Write to us on Twitter at Superhero Journey, no E in super.
Please.
Or on email at thesuperheroesjourney@gmail.com.
Yep.
It's heroes, Heroes. My name is Carl Freemerman.
I'm Brian Shores.